They say life begins at 30, but I think I lost mine somewhere around 28. Between work emails, diaper changes, school runs, and pretending to be okay, I forgot what it meant to live. I mean, I had the checklist of what society calls success. A stable job as a school administrator, a house in the suburbs, a beautiful daughter who still believed I was magic, and a husband who, though kind, had become more of a roommate than a lover. But deep down, I was empty. Every day was the same. Wake up at 5 a.m., make breakfast, pack lunch boxes, drop Nia off at school, sit in traffic, smile at work like everything was fine, come home, cook, clean, sleep. There were no sparks, no spontaneity, no soul. My friends Lara and Jules were in the same loop. Lara was a single mom of 2 who worked as a hospital nurse. Her face always looked tired, her back always ached, and the only break she got was when her kids went to sleep. Jules, on the other hand, was married to Brian, the perfect man on paper, but behind closed doors, she felt invisible. She drank too much wine and cried into her pillow more nights than she admitted. We met once a month at our favorite cafe, the Porch Light, just to vent. That particular afternoon, the rain was pouring, and we sat huddled in our corner booth, stirring cold coffee.
I'm tired.
Of what?
Everything. Life. It's like I'm surviving, not living.
Something clicked in all of us then. We were 30-something women who had forgotten how to live. So when my best friends, Lara and Jules, burst into my kitchen one Saturday morning with a bottle of wine and a ridiculous idea, I didn't expect it to change our lives forever.
We need a bucket list.
We're going to die of boredom if we don't shake things up before this year ends. Let's write down 10 things we want to do.
You two are ridiculous. We're not 21 anymore. We have jobs, kids, responsibilities.
And wrinkles.
We all laughed. That night, we sat in my living room like teenagers. The list grew with each glass of wine. 1. Go dancing in the rain. 2. Skinny dip in a lake. 3. Travel to a jungle and connect with nature. 4. Kiss a stranger. 5. Confront an old fear. 6. Learn how to fight. 7. Get matching tattoos. 8. Spend a day with zero technology. 9. Sleep under the stars. 10. Tell our partners what we really want. When Lara wrote travel to a jungle, I hesitated. I don't think it's wise to go into the jungle without a guide. It's quite dangerous.
You're just scared, Ari. Come on, it's a jungle, not Jurassic Park.
The night I told my husband Ken about the jungle trip.
Wait, a jungle? Mosquitoes and no Wi-Fi?
Like, with snakes, and it's not like we're going into the Amazon.
It's a nature. Ari, be serious. You have a child. You can't just go gallivanting in the woods. Who's gonna watch Nia while you're off playing Dora the Explorer?
You are. You're her father.
I have work, meetings, deadlines, you know that.
And I have a life. Or I used to. The silence that followed was deafening. He stared at me like I'd grown horns. Maybe I had.
Where's this coming from? You've never done anything like this.
Exactly. I've never done anything. I gave up everything to be what this family needed. But I'm drowning, Ken. I don't even know who I am outside of being a mom and your wife.
Ari, seriously? Can't you just go to a spa like normal people?
I'm not asking for your permission. I'm telling you because I want you to be part of this. I need your support, but I'm going, with or without it. He didn't speak. Not when I left the kitchen. Not even when I climbed into bed beside him that night. But the next morning, he was packing Nia's lunch. He didn't say anything, but that was his way of saying, okay. 3 weeks later, we were hiking through the lush green heart of Kawa jungle, a protected forest in East Africa known for its wild beauty and barely explored paths. We had a map, heavy backpacks. The sun filtered through tall trees, casting golden shadows on the ground. I still felt uneasy. This is insane.
Ari, chill. Look at this view.
And it was beautiful. Birds with radiant feathers danced in the sky. We saw wild monkeys leaping through trees and butterflies in colors I never knew existed. For a moment, I forgot my fear, but just as I started to relax, the loud guttural roar echoed through the jungle. We all froze. Guys, that sound, that wasn't normal. We should head back.
It's probably just an elephant or something.
Or a wolf.
There are no wolves in Africa. Still, they convinced me to stay. We set up camp beside a stream, lit a fire, and roasted marshmallows Jules somehow remembered to pack. We took turns telling silly jokes and singing. Terribly off-key songs. My fear melted away with the laughter. That night, after we had laughed ourselves silly and sang off-key around the fire, the jungle fell back into its eerie silence. Lara and Jules had fallen asleep, snoring lightly in the tent beside me. I lay there staring at the roof of the tent, willing myself to ignore the pressure building in my bladder. But it was no use. The night was dark. I dressed up, and I walked a few steps from the tent. The sound came again. Not the moan I heard earlier that day, but a low growl that sounded very close. My heartbeat quickened. I scanned the trees and bushes, and then I saw a pair of yellow, glowing eyes looking at me. A leopard stepped out from the trees, its muscles rippling under its spotted fur. It was thin, hungry, and locked onto me like I was dinner. I screamed. Lara and Jules scrambled out of the tent, confused. The leopard let out a guttural snarl and began to move toward me.
Don't move!
The leopard paused, growled again, then lunged at me. I screamed again. Then it stopped inches away. It snarled one last time and backed into the darkness. I'd never felt that close to death, and never more alive. The next morning, we decided to go deeper.
I swear I saw a frog with blue eyes.
We encountered bizarre creatures, tree frogs the size of cats, birds that shimmered like oil, slicks, even a family of wild boars. It was magical. That's when Jules pointed to the ground.
Guys, look at this.
The hole wasn't just a hole. It was a footprint, shaped like a giant clawed paw, easily bigger than a car. I stared at it, my stomach twisting. There's no animal on Earth big enough to make that. But we followed the prints anyway, curiosity getting the better of us. The forest grew denser. Trees towered above us, their branches interlocked like an umbrella. Sunlight disappeared. It felt like we had crossed into another world. That was when I saw something move through the gaps in the trees. Something moved. My voice caught in my throat. Guys! They turned and followed my gaze. There, just beyond the trees, was a dinosaur. Not a fossil, not a statue. A living, breathing dinosaur. It stood at least 40 feet tall. Its skin was a dull emerald green, scarred and cracked with age. Its eyes were golden and sad. It was the most terrifying and beautiful thing I had ever seen. We scrambled to our feet and ran. Of course we ran. But it was faster. It picked us up, all three of us, in one massive clawed paw. I screamed. Jules sobbed. Then it froze. but something made me stop. It was breathing heavily, wheezing. Its eyes met mine, pleading. It wasn't trying to hurt us. It was sick and old and the last of its kind. The dinosaur looked so lonely, and we decided to keep it company for some days. We got lost after that. 3 days, no food, no direction. We started hallucinating. I blamed myself over and over, but on the third night when we were about to give up, we heard the moan again. The dinosaur appeared again, limping. It looked at us and turned, walking slowly. It guided us out of the jungle, right to the edge where the trees parted and civilization peeked through. We turned to thank it, but it was gone. We never told anyone what we saw. Who would believe us? Back home, we crossed off number 3 on the list with shaking hands. We still did the other items, nothing compared to what we left behind. The last dinosaur. After the dinosaur saved us and led us out of the jungle, we couldn't stop thinking about it. A week passed, then a month, and still, its golden eyes haunted my dreams. So we made a promise. Every month, we'd return, just to see if it was still alive, to watch it, from a distance, to feel that wonder again. It became our ritual. We never approached too close. We just sat, whispered to it, watched it rest beneath the trees. It never tried to hurt us again. It just watched. Us. On our 5th visit, Jules was unusually quiet. What's wrong?
I might have told Brian I was going on a girls' spa retreat. He got suspicious.
Brian, her husband, was a senior wildlife officer at the National Animal Conservatory Center. If there was anyone we shouldn't have said anything to, it was him. We didn't know he had followed us. That night, hidden in the trees, he watched the dinosaur with wide eyes. We never even knew he was there. A week later, it was on the news. Breaking news: last dinosaur on Earth found in remote jungle. Conservation team to secure it for study and protection. We sat in my living room, speechless. The footage showed soldiers, trucks, and cranes entering the jungle. They tracked the dinosaur with tranquilizers. It tried to run, it roared, but it was old and too weak. They trapped it, put it in a steel cage the size of a house. I broke down crying. They took it! They took our friend.
I didn't know he followed me. I didn't know.
We couldn't sleep for days. One night, Lara muttered with confidence.
We're getting it back. I'm serious. That thing saved us. It trusted us. We're not letting it die behind bars.
So we planned. We studied the center's security layouts. Jules used Brian's laptop when he wasn't home. I called in favors from an old college friend who was into hacking. Lara trained herself in picking locks from YouTube tutorials. Crazy? Yes. Impossible? Probably. But we didn't care. We waited until a stormy Friday night to carry out our plan. Wearing all black, we scaled the back fence of the conservatory using ropes. We crawled past cameras, shut down motion sensors, and unlocked doors one by one. The dinosaur was in the largest enclosure, locked behind 2 layers of steel. Its eyes lit up when it saw us. I swear it recognized us. It let out a low sound, not loud enough to draw attention, but filled with emotion. Hold on, old guy. We're getting you out! Jules drove a modified truck through the emergency side path we cleared earlier. Lara rigged the power grid to cause a momentary blackout. We opened the last gate. The dinosaur staggered forward, confused at first. Then it bolted. The ground trembled. Lights came on. Alarms wailed. But it was too late. We drove, guiding it toward the exit path. It roared as it reached the forest again, vanishing into the dark canopy like a ghost. We made it out just before the guards reached the enclosure. They never found the dinosaur again. The government blamed it on an internal security error. The footage from that night was mysteriously corrupted and the world moved on like nothing happened. But we never did. Every year, we still go back to the jungle. Sometimes we hear its low call in the distance, and in those moments, we remember what it means to live, to love, and to be brave enough to protect what the world doesn't understand. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment for more inspiring stories and content.